Yo. Make sure if everybody can hear me, please let me know. If everybody can hear me, I had to do some things with my mic today. If you guys can hear me, I do appreciate you telling me because I just had some issues today. And yes, we're going to talk a lot of different things. I know we haven't really talked. We haven't really done a stream in a bit. We usually try to do these streams at least once a week. To kind of talk about the Eagles and what's been going on. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's in here right now. Big week this week. Can the Eagles rebound this week? And it looks like, okay, it's working. Okay, cool. All right, just making sure because my mic, I had to change some things on the mic today. So been kind of crazy, but guys, we have the Colts this week. Jeff Saturday, interim head coach, got his first win last week. And the Eagles obviously struggled on Sunday night, which there's a few things I'm still not over at this point. I'm still not over a few things, but, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like as much as, we could complain about some things during that game, when it comes down to the Philadelphia Eagles, they shot themselves in the foot in that game a lot of times. Washington was just prepared, and unfortunately our defense is going to be the loss of the season if they don't make some changes. And the Eagles made some changes this week. And it looks like signing Linval Joseph and then signing Ndamukong Suh on 2 consecutive days is a real eye-opener right now. An eye-opener that the Philadelphia Eagles are, Howie Roseman wants to win a ring this year. I don't talk Super Bowl. I don't talk any of that stuff because I'm not interested in that right now. We still have a part of this season left, so it's been kind of crazy, but I wanted to at least express myself and be legit with the facts of what's going on with this team for the week. I'm not just going to kiss their ass this week and say that they played good or what have I been telling you guys every week about this defense? Every week I've been saying, is there a team that's going to figure this team out, this defense out? I thought the Texans sorry, I have the hiccups right now. I thought the Texans kind of figured us out going forward. I thought, Washington they had time to prepare. We had time to prepare, and we just couldn't get it done. I think it was really embarrassing. I think it's an eye-opener now. I think it's actually better that we lost this game as much as I hate it. We're not undefeated anymore, so the pressure is off. No undefeated team anymore. You know what I mean? So it's a really good thing. Want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got Patrick. We got Jay Tyler. Eagle Slayer. What's going on, dude? We got Oates. Brian. We got Wyatt Pickard says, I'm over it because maybe if we would have won, we wouldn't have Suh and Joseph. It sucks we lost, but we acquired these players. Yeah, and they're older players. And I think Suh still has a lot of juice left in the tank. Linval Joseph is there to clog the hole as well. These are 2 players that have been in the league a long time. These are 2 players that want to get rings this year. They didn't come here just to – even Suh, even at his press conference at his locker today, even said he came here to win a championship. I mean, plain and simple. I know Big Play Slay had a big reason to why he showed up here, but Wes says signing a new DC would be better. John says now Darren Sproles would be open to return punts. And to be honest with you, I'm totally fine with that. I saw that interview with Kay Adams today. Darren Sproles did say that he would return to the Eagles to return punts. He knows that there's been a huge issue with the special teams. And I don't even care about the kick return so much, but that punt return has got to get better. I don't know why Devin Allen hasn't gotten a shot. I don't know why at this point they haven't tried. I mean, look, guys, at practice today, they have A.J. Brown, Greg Ward, Quez Watkins, and Devontae Smith at punt. They had A.J. Brown at punt return at practice today. At practice. You can't do that, man. You can't. Michael Clay's got to get fired. That special teams coordinator needs to get fired. Why haven't they just brought up Devin Allen? What is it hurting? Putting Covey to the practice squad again, and then obviously just not using him anymore. Just stop with using. I don't want to risk injury with having A.J. Brown as a punt return, Devontae Smith. I don't care. Greg Ward is not a starter, so I don't care. But with our starters, leave them alone when it comes to our special teams. it's just too much right now. Darren Sproles signing right now is a huge upgrade. If it's just for strictly punt returns, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with that whatsoever. Okay, Eddie says, "What's up, Joey? Our defense needs to change on third down." Yeah, it was like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1. It's absolutely insane. She just says, 9-1 coming up. Drew Dolphin says, FS Joey, they lost one game, man. Wyatt says getting a Fangio involved would be better. Apparently he's the right-hand man in this defensive scheme. Apparently, I mean, he's a consultant, what the hell that means, because I don't see much of Vic Fangio into this defense right now. Drew Dolphin says, if you're garbage less than 2 years ago, now you're the Super Bowl fave and you're upset. Dude, it's more than just being the Super Bowl favorite. Like, we have a defense that's a bend and break, bend don't break defense that's literally giving points away. And, the last 2 weeks they've given up 100, I think per average the last 2 games they've given up 158 yards rushing defensively. That's not good. You know what I mean? Like, 8-1 is great, and I can't believe I'm complaining about 8-1 right now, but at the same time, like, they could lose every game. If they play like they played on Monday night, if they play like that, they can lose every game. They can lose every game by the way this defense is playing. That's just the truth. We have Lions, Den AK. What's going on, man? He said, "What up, Joey Shakes? I'm watching the game while I'm Houston in a layover headed to Miami for a cruise. Dude, I hope you have a good time, man." Brian says, "Man, seeing good. All 43 returning punts again would be just beautiful. Love Sproles, man." Oh, dude, I totally agree. I think it would be a huge upgrade. Logan says, "Rings make players happy." That's the truth, man. Gustavo says, "It was a positive that we lost against the Commanders. We got Joseph and Sue after that loss." So God knows what they would have done, because I think part of it, people don't understand that we ended up getting Marlon T to this roster. So Marlon T was on this roster because he's on IR. So you had to you were kind of out of defensive tackles. Jordan Davis should be back in a few weeks. Jordan Davis is back in a couple weeks. Marlon T's on IR. So, I mean, you're out 2 guys. You only have Marvin Wilson and Milton Williams. Really, that's the only 2 guys you have right now. So they had to, bring some bodies in. But I honestly didn't think they were going to bring in 2 guys that quick in 2 consecutive days, which is kind of nuts. Let's see. Brooks says we need someone also for punt returns. Wyatt says we will be fine at tight end. Yeah, tight end I'm not really worried about too much, because I really do like Jack Stahl. I like Calcaterra a lot. I mean, you have guys like Eric Ebron is still out there, but he's just an injury-prone player right now with a lot of hamstring injuries last year. He was dealing with a hamstring injury all year last year. So I'm not really interested in signing a tight end, to be honest with you. I'm just not interested. Wyatt said, "I can't believe people are saying that we could get Gronk. I don't even think we need him. Even though Dallas Goedert is injured, I wouldn't even really care about that. I like the guys that we have. Look, I think we have tight ends with different skill sets, but I think this is the time where we can actually find out what we have as the tight end 2 spot behind Goddard, because really it's been a question mark. Tyree Jackson's probably going to get no snaps. Noah Togiai, Noah Togiai is probably, had a pretty good preseason, but I don't think he's going to get any playing time. I think it's going to be Calcaterra and Stahl in there at tight end come this week against the Colts. So Wyatt says Philly 500 said we would return for the dude. I would return for free, man. Jerry says maybe saving fresh bodies for the Super Bowl run. Mark Molinar says, "Hey Joey, we really need to turn things around like now, dude. I'm telling you, you have the Vikings and the Cowboys playing, and so that really depends on you guys. Do you want the Cowboys to win this game, or do you want to kind of protect your first seed going forward? At this point, I don't even really care. I kind of want the Cowboys to lose this game instead of protecting first seed, to be honest with you. I really have to put a lot on our guys to win these games. You have the Colts, and then you have the Packers. You're facing some good running backs the next 5 to 6 weeks. You got Aaron Jones, you got A.J. Dillon, you got Saquon Barkley 2 times. You have Derrick Henry. You have Jonathan Taylor next week. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of good running backs you got to prepare for. And I'm really I don't want to worry about this run game that much. And I don't want to respect these quarterbacks that much. You're facing Matt Ryan next week. I say if the Eagles lose against the Colts next week, I think Gannon needs to be fired. Simple as that, because you got to save your season. If they lose next week, you're tied with the Giants. You'll be tied with the Giants because the Giants will probably win against Detroit. So the Giants and Eagles will be tied up. Dallas hopefully loses against either the Vikings or the Giants the next 2 weeks. And obviously it maybe gets 3 games behind or stays at 2 games behind. Just really depends on all of that. So we'll see. We'll see. We got Anime Black Lives says, I'd put Quez back there, get him more involved. Eagles Nation says, what's going on, Eagles fans everywhere? Lion says, I would welcome Darren Sproles to punt return. K-Time Bill says, Gannon's last game. I'd probably agree with that, to be honest with you. I'd probably agree. I would fire him if he loses this game. If defensively, if Jonathan Taylor runs all over us, they got to fire him. I think they should just fire him and let Vic Fangio take over. I think there is a chance that Vic Fangio might take over. He might take over some of these, play calling duties for the rest of the year. So we'll see. Eagles Nation says, Sue on the Eagles uniform is looking great. Y says, yes. So we did. So we're technically still, we're the first seed right now. We're still first seed. We're top of the NFC. We're top of the NFC East right now. But for how long? That's the question. KLC says, we too damn passive on defense. Teams don't respect, but need to be aggressive and knock people in the mouth. I totally agree. I totally agree with that, man. They got to knock people in the mouth. You don't have linebackers in the box. Like, you're letting these running backs get 5+ yards, free, easy yards to carry, plus not tackling well is a huge problem. It's just a huge problem right now. Wyatt says, Gannon, man, better improve. I don't even know what to do anymore. They will fire him if we lose. And then we hire Vic. That's probably what's going to happen, most likely. Wyatt says, again, may he improve. I don't want to know what to do anymore. They will fire him if we lose. Let's see. Kenny Timeball says, we have a backup DC. QLC says, Gannon gets fired. Jim Schwartz comes back. Sports News X says, Darren Sproles says he still got it and he'd return to the Eagles. If they offered, he says he could do punts and give them a great playoff run. I'm fine with that, dude. I have no issue putting Darren Sproles at punt returns. Absolutely. I don't, because they haven't made any changes. They haven't adapted or at least made any type of adjustments to the special teams. They kept everybody the same at punt return. They kept everybody the same at kick return. It's been almost the same, exact same every single time. It's been ridiculous. MA says, Eagles win the next 2. Cowboys lose to the Vikings but beat the Giants. That would be good for us. I don't know if they beat the Giants at all. I think they could lose the next 2 games. White says, wow, surprising. Logan says, if we lose to Jeff Saturday and Matt Ryan, it would be embarrassing. I think 100%. For a coach that has no NFL experience. Now, Jeff Saturday knows how to lead men. He's a nice leader for them. You know what I mean? But other than having a reputation for calling plays and having any type of NFL experience, it would be a very embarrassing loss for the Eagles. There's no doubt about it. White says, wow, surprising. Formerly known as JoJo says, they aren't going to fire Gannon. We lose to the Colts. LB and Fizz Transport, thank you for coming in. He says, if we lose this game because of the defense and we just added beef to the D-line and Gannon has to go and I'm going to lose my mind, says Vic Fangio. Benny says, Vic Fangio on the payroll as a coach. No, I think of just like a side, like a consultant. So I don't know. He's not getting coach money, no. But do you think Gannon was reprimanded this week? That's going to be the question. Like, was Gannon, if Gannon went through these past 2 games and he wasn't talked to at all this week while adding Sue and Linval Joseph, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Brian says, is Frank Reich in the building for Philly? I don't think so as of right now. I don't think so. I don't know if he's gone anywhere yet. Sir 215 said, we got Greg Ward. Why not put him at returner? Because we've already seen Greg Ward at punt return. And I don't know if that's even an upgrade, to be honest with you. I would give it a shot. I'd give anybody a shot at this point. You know what I mean? I'd give anybody a shot at punt return. They just got to do it. Pull the trigger and do something, man. Got to do something. You know what I mean? Let's see here. We got Where Hyde. What's going on, dude? He says, we are more prepared than we think. The loss Monday night was just a one-time thing. I really hope it is, man, because if they give up that many run yards throughout an entire game like that, it's going to be a problem. You have your corners 15 yards off the ball. I mean, how are our corners supposed to react when a receiver is getting a free release off the line? You got Terry McLaurin running right at you at full speed, and you have to react when he's at full speed. He's going to get open regardless. Jahan Dotson, Josiah Scott at the nickel was horrible. He patted Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel on the back. He barely even at least slowed them down, get physical at the line and slowed them down. When they had Slay in man-on-man coverage, that was that deep one in the end zone. He had good coverage on him. You got to use these cornerbacks to their strengths, man. You're not doing it that way. You're not doing it that way at all. Wyatt says the only need, in my opinion, is punt returner who we can win with this team. Because honestly, even if we win, I see the same issues again. Then we will never change, and it's to bring Fangio in. Reggie says Sue or Mulata as punt returner. Try to tackle them. Gustavo Flavio says after last week, I have no confidence against that. Dude, I respect everybody's opinion. If they're very down about this team, and trust me, they better have something has to be done. That something must have been done this week to John. They must have sat him down this week. If they didn't, that's not good, man. I mean, that means that Gannon has too much free will, and they're giving him way too much control of this defense, and it's not being monitored enough. Case honestly, even if we win, I see the same issue again that he will never change. It'll be time for bring Fangio. And Richie says, hold on one second. Formerly known says, Gannon is a genius. Best joke I heard since listening to Chappelle. LB says, I just don't trust Gannon's scheme. He put a bad taste in my mouth this past Monday. I totally agree, man. And this was a game we could have won, guys. We had two chances. One on that stupid, face mask penalty that should have got us the extra yards. Would have been downfield. And obviously the Quez Watkins fumble was just stupid on his part. Really stupid on his part. They only let up 3.1 yards a carry. But, it wasn't just a run game. It was they ran the ball, 38 to 46 times on us? They ran a lot. It doesn't matter. We were on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1 defensively every time. What was there, 2 16-play drives? Your defense is going to get tired. You're not stacking your linebackers in the box. You're not shooting them through the gap. You're playing so passive. It doesn't matter if it's 3.1 yards a carry. It doesn't matter. I think it was more than that. I don't think it was 3.1 a carry at all because they ran the ball very well on us. Godzilla says, we'll smack the Colts. I hope so, bro. Kenny says, Super Bowl years don't come too often. We need to take advantage. We need to take advantage of the situation that the NFC is very weak right now. The NFC East, this division, and the Vikings are probably the top teams right now. And it's just, they got to take advantage of the situation. There's no doubt. Gustavo Meadows says, will Sue and Joseph play on Sunday? I hope they do. Yeah, they should. Both of them should. I don't care what they got to do, bro. I don't care how much. How difficult is this playbook? How difficult is this playbook for Jonathan Gannon's defense since we're so damn passive? There's nothing really much to learn out of it because I can guess what they're doing every single time. You know what I mean? John said, if Gannon is bad, we should be 8-1. Eagles Nation said, Watkins fumble pissed me off. Anime says, Howie didn't hire Gannon. Sirianni. No, I definitely agree with that. Nick hired his coaching staff. Obviously Lurie and Howie hired Nick, but Nick hired his own coaching staff. That's 100% right. Probably knows Joseph says Gannon ain't changing the stripes. He is what he is. Soft. Ray Hyde says they ran 49. Oh, they ran 49 times. So I wasn't even close. I thought they ran I was guessing 46 to 48 times, but I was wrong. 49 times is nuts, dude. Derek Stevens says because we weren't getting TFL. No, I agree. White says, yes, Eagles Nation, our chance to score, and he sold big time. Eagles Slayer 95 said, we stuck with Gannon, just face it. Jeff Olson says, we'll be at the Colts game. Anyone else going to be there? Well, dude, I hope you enjoy your time, and I hope the Eagles win. John says, Sirianni would never hire Gannon if he isn't great. LB and Fizz says they had them doing the drill at practice with the boxing stick, getting them to hold the ball. Yeah, they pretty much had the same. They were practicing this ball security drill where you'd get off the ground, and while you're getting off the ground, they were literally punching the crap out of these receivers with the ball in their hands. Like the same way that Quez fumbled that ball getting off the ground. Yeah, they did almost the exact same thing in this practice. Drogy Frank says, Joey, I would love to get us Sproles, please, just for punt returns. Dude, I totally agree, man. It's better than what we have. Sir 215, Quez Watkins must have stumbled or hesitated or something because he shouldn't have kept running under the ball and walked in, and he did it against the Vikings, but instead he dove. Yeah, well, he dove for the ball and then got up, and I don't think he realized how close somebody was right next to him. He might have thought that nobody got to him in time. He just didn't see it coming, and he lost the ball pretty much. John said, if we had Vic Fangio, we will be 5-3. Sports News said the Eagles are about to face the same fate as the Phillies did. Go have fake fans start to talk about them and root for them, lose it, and get bashed on by. Well, it's not being a fake fan, bro. You could say whatever you want about this team. There's no such thing as being a fake fan. Like you could say bad things about this team. There's nothing wrong to say bad things about this team. Like, don't question anybody's fandom if there's fans that are pissed off about this. I'm pissed off about this. You know what I mean? I'm really pissed off about how they were losing. If there's blocked comments, guys, just for the mods, just unlock those comments if you guys haven't. It's okay. It's just that's what happens sometimes. Bang Bang Burger Gang says, so we have a Super Bowl team and Gannon is screwing it up. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think they can go pretty far this year, but if Gannon plays defense like this, it's going to be pretty bad. They said Washington only had to run plays we can't stop. And Kenny says, shoot, they need to practice combo blocking the DTs and linebackers, filling in the gaps. The hell with the fluky fumble. Yeah, I understand that. Totally agree. They're not doing that, though. Like our defensive tack. I mean, Fletcher Cox had over 70% of the snaps. They had to play Cox and they had to play Hargrave a lot more. They actually had Hargrave on at the nose too because they don't have enough defensive tackles. They didn't have enough going into that game. Losing Jordan Davis for a couple more weeks is definitely hurting this team. There's no doubt. But you can overcompensate for this injury. Like the Eagles have the players defensively to get it done. Get more aggressive and blitz these linebackers through the gaps. Like, help out, man. 3 linebackers on coverage. Like, and there's no one. There was a few times all 3 of those linebackers moved back in coverage with no players around them. You could be helping out that defensive line. I'm not saying blitz everybody, but blitz one guy. Do something. You've had 2 blitzes. Okay? 2 blitzes in 2 games. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Well, I said me and Gannon on the 1v1, I would win, so bring on the Gannon. Claudia John says, I remember the days when the Eagles defense did you dirty. Defense got to catch a case this week. Put the league on notice. You're going to pay. Eagles Slayer says, Davis couldn't come back any sooner. His impact is more important than the people think. Totally agree. But look how he does. He goes out and gets Linval Joseph. He goes out, okay, and gets Ndamukong Suh. Like, who would have thought? I didn't think they were going to make 2 consecutive day moves like they did. So now, since you have that, now everybody's worrying that they're going to put Ndamukong Suh on pass coverage because the Bucs did it with him last year. You know what I mean? Sports News says it's Friday and no, that means fuck the Dallas Cowboys. Eagles Nation says Gannon is a joke. No Super Bowl rings for him. Sports News says Howie is going for their home run on the first pitch. Rollins says, what's good, Joey? Man, that Sue sign got me cheesing hard low-key. Dude, I love it. I actually really love it. I think I really think they had 2 really good signings, 2 guys that are veterans. They're older veterans, so guys, they're 34, 35 years old, so they're older. But in a rotation, these guys should play very well. Clog up the hole up the middle and kind of stop the run. And at least if they clog it up the middle, they can at least have somebody else make a play. So we'll see. Bride says Gannon's scheme against the run is like me on my math final, straight up F. That's totally true. Eagle says Cox needs a break. Why says Gannon is just a filled up is as filled up with BS as the book of jokes. I could make up smiles for days. Cox needs a break. Pause. Did I pause? I didn't pause. He says he played a lot of snaps. He says, I expect our defensive line will be revamped in 23. Cox will be gone, possibly Graham too. I think Cox, Graham, and Barnett will be gone next year. Hargrave will be here. He'll probably get a contract most likely. That's what I have what's going on. So we'll see. There's a lot of decisions to make next year. Well, I said, Joey, there was this one guy who made like 15 accounts and kept spamming in 500 chat. I was a dumb Cowgirls fan. Joey says, no team has the environment Philly does during the playoffs. I was thinking Joseph is going to help. Linval Joseph is going to help us big time. I hope so, man. I hope so. Formally says the offense can't carry us every single week. The defense needs to be able to carry the team every once in a while. Totally agree. I think as those drives were so long, the defense were playing against those long 16-play drives to the point where our defense was tired. Our offense just couldn't catch a break either. It was just really bad. So Chris says, "Ooh, baby, Eagles getting everybody. Just got Big Ben and Ray Lewis." Jarvis says, there isn't a team in the NFC that's making it through Philly at home. I hope not, dude. I mean, Washington just ran us over. I mean, Washington just did it Sunday. Don't say it's impossible. I would, in a playoff atmosphere like that, you wouldn't think that would happen, but I hope not. Sports News said Joseph and Sue, Cox and Hargrave, and rotation of a D-line talent. If Gannon can't keep the NFL terrified with these guys, then he needs to be fired. I totally agree. I mean, now since you have Linval Joseph and Sue in the building, Jordan Davis comes back. Man, you got some nice interior depth and starters. You can't work with what you have there. It's a big problem, huge problem. Brian's D-line rotation. Golden Corral, everybody is eating. Java Chris says Jalen has evolved. We have our QB now. It's just extending his window. We are blessed as a franchise. No, to find a pick that we didn't like in the second round that wasn't to be a starter, that was supposed to be the backup for Carson Wentz. It's really brought an eye-opener to a lot of fans, and I wasn't a big fan of Jalen Hurts last year, but I had to respect it because at the beginning of the 2021 season, he was a rookie still. He only played 4 to 5 games in 2020, so I had to give him a break. But I wanted to give him one more chance this year. I think that was the right move for the Philadelphia Eagles to give him that one more chance. I'm glad they didn't trade for a quarterback or didn't move up in the draft to get one. So, formally says no one says agreed if Gann can't win with that Howie has done over this week, he should be fired. Java says Washington played us on our worst game with the worst luck imaginable. And remember, Jalen wasn't even a threat before the season. Now they scheme to keep him off the field. Evolution. I totally agree. Why says Gann should be the Dollar Tree or Dollar General owner because he's only worth $1. That is so friggin' true, bro. Hit Degrees, AJ Brown jersey arrived. Definitely wearing it Sunday. Dude, that's awesome, man. I hope you enjoy it, man. Why said nice to Hit Degree. Enjoyed it. Rome Robinson, what's going on, dude? He says, I wish Nick Foles was starting for the Colts Sunday. Why? Matt Ryan starting for the Colts on Sunday. Eagle says, gotta beat Dallas Stink Boys again. Yeah, so that Christmas Eve game, I'm already pissed off enough that we have a Christmas Eve game because I was supposed to take off, like, before that schedule came out. I was like, I'm going to take off Christmas Eve. I'm definitely taking off some time. I'm definitely taking off some time for a couple days after Christmas. There's no point of putting content out, especially we'll see what happens with that Cowboys game Christmas Eve, so... Sports says, I wonder if Covey goes to work every day knowing people don't think much of his ability to do his job. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, there's probably definitely guys in there saying, man, this guy cannot return punts. He hasn't broke anything off yet, Java says, your channel is lit, bro. Appreciate what you do. We are about 50 subscribers away from 20,000 subscribers. I mean, that's just insane. And that's because of you guys. So if you guys are new to the channel, there's 147 in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Check out the pinned comment for support for extra for memberships as well. Check that out. And check out the new Discord as well for my channel. It is official for the channel. So check that out in the description below as well and follow the link for the Discord. So I appreciate everybody coming in. We don't normally stream like this, but we will have the Philly Shakedown tomorrow night on both channels. So we have made a decision, me and Philly have, that every Philly Shakedown will be streamed on both channels. We just think it's just better for as many fans to pop in as possible on both channels, and obviously give both channels a lot of love. So we thank you guys so much for all of that. Paul S. Jones says, I have said this multiple times in the season. Gannon has Shelby and his coaches like a pinto. It's crazy, man. Got to see a big turnaround from this team this week. There's no doubt. Oates says, Joey, we also got to keep a close eye on the Saints game, brother. Yeah, I totally agree. They have the Rams this week. So the schedule so far, I think, is Rams. I know they have the Browns. I know they have the 49ers. They have the Falcons. That's not in complete order, but they can lose the next 3 out of 4 games, probably. I think the Rams could beat them, hopefully. They might beat the Falcons, but I think they lose against the 49ers. I think they lose against the Browns. That pick could be still a top 5 pick, and then depending on what other teams win or lose, that pick can actually get higher. If the Colts actually beat the Raiders I think the Raiders beating the Colts. I forgot. I think we needed a Colts or a Raiders win this past weekend. That would have turned into the 3rd overall pick. So, crazy. Rome says, why Boston Scott isn't a return man is beyond me. Dude, I have no idea. The Darren Sproles 2.0 of running backs, the Saints used him as a kick returner, punt returner, and the Eagles never used him in that regard. I don't know why. James Maldonado, what's going on, dude? He says, I hope Philly can bounce back. That's what I'm hoping. Jonas says, what up, Joey? I have to tell you what, Gannon better not F it up against the Colts. Howie is giving everything to him seriously. Jonas says, Wyatt says, all right, Joey, thanks for the update and sounds great. You're welcome. You're good, man. Vermonta Williams says, hit the like button. Thank you so much, dude. Old Soul says, I appreciate the live stream, bro. Dude, always. I know we only live stream maybe once a week. Sometimes we don't live stream at all during the week. So the only live streams we do is really the Philly Shakedown, and try to get at least another stream in during the week if I can. LB says, I will be in the game in Dallas on Christmas Eve. Unfortunately, my wife is a Cowboys fan, and I hope we will beat the crap out of them again. That would be the best Christmas present for me. Dude, I am sorry you're dealing with that. And you've been dealing with that for a long time, I'm guessing. But, no, I hope they can get a win. I hope they don't split on Christmas Eve. So it's not going to ruin my Christmas, but, it would be a shitty loss. Wyatt says, I agree, just seeing it. Ryland says, there is no way Chauncey Gardner-Johnson isn't an Eagle next year, right? Please, for the love of God, extend that man. Dude, Chauncey is definitely one of my first. I'm letting Marcus Epps walk. If he wants to come back on a cheaper deal, that's fine. But I'm letting Marcus Epps walk, and I'm telling you, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson needs an extension. That man has 6 picks for the year. Guy always is a ball hawk. He actually played really well in that Washington game. He had some thump hits, man. He had some hard hits in that game. I got to say, I think he was one of the bright spots to that defense was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Bang Bird Gang says, I will be at the game Sunday, Joey. We better win. I hope so, bro. Why said we did not get exposed. Agreed. Joshua says, who do we extend? Bradbury, CJ Kaiser, Hargrave. I think it's really tough. If Bradbury can be retained, it would be really nice. I think you got to keep this. I think you have to keep this secondary for this year. I think you really have to. I think you have to extend Bradbury. I think you have to extend CJ. I think you're going to extend TJ Edwards over Kaiser White. And I think Hargrave has to get an extension because you're already losing Graham and Cox after this year. So I think they have to do a lot more of what they're doing now. Jacob Frederick, what's going on, dude? Joe said we need to keep CJ. When was the last time we had a dominant safety? Yeah, not since Malcolm Jenkins, really. It's the last time. Rome says Darren Sproles 2.0 has too much respect for Boston. He's not that good. I think he is that good. I don't think the Eagles use him enough. They don't use him enough as a running back right now. Okay, we saw with Boston Scott. Boston Scott could run with the football in his hands. Boston Scott, we just haven't – they don't play him. They don't play Boston Scott that much. Like, Boston Scott, I think, is a wasted roster spot right now because they barely give him snaps. Why only give Miles Sanders 1 carry for 6 yards is beyond me. Why in the Texans game at the half he only had 16 yards? Literally, they barely used Miles Sanders in the first half. Like, offensively, the question I have is why the fuck are you not using Miles Sanders in the first half of these games? Past 2 games. Literally, the past 2 games, he's had 24 yards in the first half combined in these last 2 games, which is absolutely just crazy. Eagles have landed says, got to extend Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Eagles Nation extend CAG and Bradbury. Wyatt says, I disagree. Eagles Nation and Eagles have landed. Jonas says, who is the top draft class and who is the top draft class in 23? What do you mean by who is the top draft class? Top player next year? LB says, a long time too. Cowboys fans are everywhere. Shaking my head. Wyatt says, yes, it's insane. Even my math teacher is a Dallas fan, and the worst of all in the Giants territory, so I have to deal with the Giants Jet fans. Luckily, my best friend is an Eagle fan. Yeah, well, I live in New York, and I deal with the Giant fans and Jet fans all the time, so especially this year, forget about it. Gustavo says, Kevin Wallace, the only great player, was tackling Scary Terry in the 3rd down. Wyatt said, I'm not alone in enemy territory. Eagle Days, I see Dallas fans at school and everywhere. Nah, bro, you're not alone, man. I see fans all over the place. But it's a bounce back week. I mean, this is a week that I'm not going to overhype it. I'm not going to say that this should be an easy win this week. No win should be easy, regardless of the week. It shouldn't be like that at all. Because I think you have to worry about certain teams, and I think that's the truth to it all. Why said that stinks, man. At least I'm not alone. Rome says I feel like Sproles was super clutch and reliable. Always made it timely plays. Never really seen him make a mistake. Sports Dude said, would you bring back Fletch next year for the veteran? No, I wouldn't. And you're laughing because it's probably a joke of a question. But no, I wouldn't bring back Fletcher Cox next year. No, I'm not into that. No, Fletch is just not the same. Fletch isn't the same. That's just the truth to it all. Just not the same player. Elby said the first half we only had 2 carries. That's ridiculous in the Washington game. Dude, it's crazy, man. Brian said, how's the snow up in your parts? Stay safe. Yeah, it's actually fine. I mean, Buffalo got hit. That game got switched to Detroit. So they have to play. Buffalo has to play in Detroit now. No, I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't make its way down here because I'm like 45 minutes away from New York City, so hopefully it doesn't happen. Let's see. Vermonta Williams says, because we don't like to run the ball, we all know we is a pass-happy team, and that's not good. Wyatt says it quickly melted the next day. Jason says, did you see Darren Sproles wants to return? We just talked about that before, man. I think it's a great move. I think it's a fantastic move if they can really get it done. I have no problem with bringing Darren Sproles back. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Wyatt said flurries did it snow 1 or 2 inches the other day for me. Vermont says, because we don't like to run the ball, we know that we as a pass-happy team, and that's not good. No, I don't like it either. I don't like it whatsoever. I don't like that we're a pass-happy team because we have been passing a little bit too much. We're not running the ball enough in the first half. They have to run the ball at Miles Sanders. There's no doubt about it. We got a new subscriber in Sombra Blanca. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Let's see. Jarvis says, my way too early prediction. Philly double dips in the first round of the 2023 draft and takes Alabama defensive end Will Anderson with the Saints' top 5 pick. And then with our own pick, take Gibbs, Alabama running back. Wow. So you think they draft a running back? You're saying with the other first-round pick, they draft a running back in the first round? Damn. I wonder what they're going to do at running back, man. I don't think Miles Sanders is going to be here next year. I just don't see it happening. Obviously, Gainwell is not a number 1 running back. It's definitely not going to happen. Nice counterpiece, but other than that, that's it. Beats Ember says, Dallas will be a miss at tight end. Think we could get Gronk out of retirement. Do you think the Eagles actually make a move at tight end? Like, does no one like Jack Stahl or Calcaterra? I don't think they just get enough snaps, man. Like, I think Stahl I'm starting to like. Stahl, I'm starting to like a little bit more every week because I think they've been getting him into that passing game just a little bit more. Rever Bebop said, what up, Joey? The injuries have really hurt us, but Howie has really made significant moves to help us battle through, and hopefully we can go into the postseason healthy. Yeah, that's what we're kind of looking at right now. Did they reprimand Jonathan Gannon? Did they sit Jonathan Gannon down this week? Because if they didn't, we're in trouble. Because if Howie Roseman signs these two guys, they didn't really have a talk with Gannon about this defense and give him a pass for this week. 2 straight weeks in a row where they've literally averaged 158 yards against the run, which is not good. Washington ran the ball 49 times on us. It's not good, man. Jay Koch, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Jalen is going to be Mahomes level. His drive, his work ethic, his attitude. In 2 years, most Jalen will have is his own statue. Zamar Abanga says, Eagles will win the coin toss Sunday. You are the coach. Do you defer? I'm deferring, man. I like how they've been getting the ball in the second half, but they need to run the ball in the first half. We got Herbert Timms. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Thank you so much. You got to run the ball in the first half. You got to run the ball. Got to run the ball in the first half. It has nothing to do with the coin toss, man. They have just got to get a faster start than what they've been doing. You know what I mean? That Washington game right in the beginning, man, it was great. A strip sack from Josh Sweat, Marlon T with the recovery, a nice rushing touchdown from Jalen Hurts. It was fantastic. And obviously got the ball next time. A nice, fake QB run pass to Dallas Goedert in the end zone. It was great. And then really after that, we just fell apart. Of course, Devin Allen would at least do 5% better than Covey at most. Sky is the limit. Nothing to lose, and he's hungry. Let's see here. Jeff says no one can replace Goddard. Calcaterra will be good enough. Jawi says, yes, sir. It's a luxury pick, and if you look at Gibbs' tape behind a good O-line, he maybe break 1,000 yards as a rookie next year. I'll definitely check out that. I don't look at these players from the draft until December, late December. I'll start to look a little bit more here. So we'll get into all that stuff. Jay says, thanks, Joey. Hope your day is good. I'm doing good, man. I hope your day is going well too, man. We got a new subscriber, Mr. Psycho. What's going on, dude? Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. I figured I'd do OBS because StreamYard gets a little too old. StreamYard, I feel like there's just more on OBS than StreamYard. I don't know. That's just me. Mr. Psycho said, I just subscribed and watching you, didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed. Yeah, so, dude, I really appreciate Mr. Psycho, but make sure you check that you are subscribed because sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe people, and it's happened before. So I'll make sure that, and let everybody know to make sure they're still subscribed. But I do appreciate so much, Mr. Psycho, for the subscription. Ricard says, do you think Mark Andrews can get healthy before Sunday? He's been out a few weeks, right? Mr. Psycho says, what do you think about Darren Sproles wanting to come back and kick returner? I'm down with it, dude. Covey, I'm tired of it. He's allergic to open space. Can that man not run into it? Does he want to say hi to the other team? I don't know what the hell he's doing. I really don't know what he's doing. So I really hope that I wouldn't mind signing him. Are they going to do it? I don't know, but we'll find out. Drew Dalton said, why did the NFL make Bills travel to Detroit when they could have played at the Link? I don't know. They could have played anywhere, really, but. Quentin Blackman says, just subscribe. Thank you so much, Quentin. Eagles Nation says, I saw Darius Slay take it to the house. Jersey Dolphin says, I'm subbed. Yeah, everyone make sure you are subbed because that's been a problem lately. Jawa says, what do you think of Hurts' floor, his ceiling? His ceiling is, I think he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he'd be a top 5 quarterback, by next. I think he is now. I think as of right now, he is up for MVP this year. At least what is he behind, behind Josh Allen by, a couple spots. I don't know if that Washington game affected him that much, but I can't put too much on the A.J. Brown in double coverage. That ball's in his hands. That's a big reception. Quez Watkins catching that ball and fumbling it. That's not on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a fantastic, he had a good game for what was given to him. I can't put too much blame on Jalen Hurts from that game on Monday night. Can't put too much blame on it. Troyville says, we're probably going to have open up the offense with multiple wide receivers now with Goddard out. Probably more 3 wide receiver sets versus multiple tight ends. And that's totally fine. I'm totally fine with more receivers on the field, no doubt. Why? I remember the Giants-Eagle game where they only allowed 7,500 fans, and I was one of them. As always says, do you think Anthony Harris may have made a difference for us? No. You're talking about no Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Anthony Harris still being here? No. Guy was horrible. I was excited the first year he was here because he was coming off of a year of 11 picks. He was coming off of a franchise tag of $11 million franchise tag. So, I mean, he was, I think it was it was 2 years before he got to our team. I think he led the league in picks, but he didn't flash to me at all, man. He didn't do what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's doing right now. So, Watch, I remember the Giant-Eagles game where they allowed 75. Gustavo says, do you think Anthony Harris, Wyatt says, sub to Joey if you haven't. Appreciate it so much. Eagles Nation says 61-yard field goal was a legendary highlight. I was at that game. The video is on YouTube. If you guys haven't checked out my reaction to the Jake Elliott field goal against the Giants home opener, week 3, I was there. LB says, Covey is trash. He has to go. He run right into a wall. And he doesn't protect himself. You guys notice, Covey doesn't protect himself? Why'd you sign Devin Allen? Try something else. Something. So, I'm not concerned about the Giants. The Giants' defense is concerning to me because they're very aggressive. No matter how high or low they are in games, they blitz. I watched the whole Texans-Giants game. The Giants blitzed every third down. They don't miss tackles. They tackle very well. They get 5 hats to the ball. Their defense is good. Wink Martindale has done a fantastic job with that team defensively. Offensively, they do just enough. I don't think their offense is too explosive. They will get that explosive play. That defense keeps them in these games. That defense is winning them these games, giving their offenses more opportunity getting those turnovers. I think the Giants' defense is the real deal. That defense is just aggressive. That defense is a total night and day of what Gannon's defense looks like with the Eagles right now. Jonas Espino says, I hope that Howie continues their streak of drafting well going to next year. Would wonder they sign him at a 3-year deal. Yeah, dude, I think Howie has more freedom. I think we've been blaming Howie. I think Howie is to blame for a couple picks. But I think as for his control, I don't think he's had a lot of freedom, man. It's weird to say because since the Sirianni hire, there was rumors that Jeffrey Lurie stepped back. I think Jeffrey Lurie got involved. I think Andy Weidel got involved too much. I think there's no way that this GM just does a 360 and just starts drafting well for no reason. Okay, since last offseason. Okay, since the 2021 offseason. There's no way that he does this and does a 360. A GM doesn't do a 360 like this unless there was something in the way of him making these decisions. So, Xavier, what's going on, man? PA Sports USA, I hope that Gannon is able to adjust the game goes along. Reverend says, Jonathan, soft zone Gannon, better figure out this week. No reason our D-line isn't getting pressure. And with our D-backs, why aren't we manning up? Yeah, we're not manning up. And these linebackers are sitting back. You have the linebackers that can make plays, and you're doing absolutely nothing with it. Definitely try Allen and for punts. Chris says, Shakes, if we don't stop the run this week, Gann needs to get canned. Fangio is waiting. Y says, yeah, that would be he had a leg. Cosmo says, Joey, what's up? The second seed Vikings still have to play the Cowboys. Play Cowboys, Patriots, Jets, Lions, Colts, Giants, Packers, Bears. How many of those will they lose? They could lose against – I don't know. I honestly don't know. Depending on what that Giants defense does against the Giants. I think that they can lose – they can lose – probably a couple, maybe 2 games, maybe 1 game. I think Dallas can beat. I think they could beat the Vikings, but I think the Vikings are just on such a roll right now, and they're playing in Minneapolis. So right now, I think they can win most of those games. I don't think there's a lot of losses on that schedule, to be honest. Psycho says, I hope we pick up Sproles, and with Sue and Joseph, our run defense should be better than what we saw last week, and hopefully Watkins can keep the ball and hit. Yeah, but you want to help your pass rush too, and you want to help your guys too up front. Like, so what? They're just gonna let their defensive line, engage, and they're not gonna, shoot these linebackers through the. They're not gonna blitz. Like, they have to start blitzing these linebackers. Like, they got to do it. I don't care about giving up the big play. Gannon, you're giving up more than a big play every single time. Like, I respect him for doing that, but you're doing it all game, and it's just getting to a point where teams are figuring the Eagles out defensively. They are figuring us out, guys. Calvin says, I would love to see Nakobe Dean. There's way too much experience in front of him right now for them to put him in this defense. Next year, he will be our starting linebacker. There's no doubt. Xavier says, who do you want to lose, Cowboys or Vikings? It's a tough one for me, man, because I want the Cowboys to lose to be down in the division, but I want the Vikings to lose because it protects us from obviously keeping that number one seed, and it's a win-loss on both sides. So technically, like, we win regardless of whatever team loses. I probably want I don't know, man. I feel like I need the Cowboys to lose. That's just me. But I like either or, regardless of what happens. It's a win for the Eagles. Jado says, C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be our best defensive player next year. Imagine real ball hawking safety who could cover the whole middle deep zone. Worth the investment. Yes. His safety help, his eyes. He's a ball hawk. You've seen what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson can do. Ryan says, maybe the Vikings will lose to Dallas. That's about it. Tyler says, how he definitely done his job, went above and beyond, 100% on the coaches to win, period. You know how many fans were pissed off about the trade deadline, and how many fans were so pissed off about Howie not making a move? I mean, did you see this guy and what he did this season? Not only the offseason and in season. Like, look what he's doing. Look at the moves that Howie has made. So Calvin says, Giants and Cowboys on Thanksgiving, it'd be like watching my enemies. I totally forgot they're playing on Thanksgiving. It's going to be good to watch that. Definitely going to be watching that. I'm not streaming that game. I would love to stream that on Thanksgiving. I am not streaming on Thanksgiving. I am not streaming on a holiday. I'm already streaming on Christmas Eve, so. Ring 2. Reed says, always want Cowboys to lose. Vermonta Williams says, I'll take a tie and be happy, but we know that's not going to happen. Jeff says, how can you have two of the top cornerbacks in the league and play them in off soft coverage? Most D coordinators would kill to have the talent. Criminal. Totally agree, dude. Totally agree. The way I see Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, and Terry McLaurin literally having free release off the line, not getting slowed down in their routes, and you got two guys that are so good, and you literally play them in soft zone. It really pissed me off, man. You watched that stream I did and skimmed through it. I was so pissed that whole game. I was yelling. I was a damn mess. Reverend B.O. says, Vikings and Cowboys tie. Philly D says, I literally can't root for Dallas. I know, dude. I really can't either. Like, I'm about to say screw the one seed, and say Dallas needs to lose this game. Ray Hines said, would you rather have Patrick Robinson at safety or C.J. Gardner? Oh, C.J. Gardner, man. C.J. Gardner. Patrick Robinson, he didn't play safety, though. Patrick Robinson, once we signed Ronald Darby, because Patrick Robinson originally in 2017, before the season started, he played outside. Then when they made that trade and they signed Ronald Darby, that moved Patrick Robinson to the inside, and that's where he thrived the most. Yo, Bird Gang 31, what's going on, dude? What is going on, man? Go Eagles says, I don't think Gannon will be here next year regardless of how the season plays out. It says, I want the Cowboys to lose. We need to shore up our division. I totally agree. Josh says CJ could be an Ed Reed like safety. He just needs familiarity with our scheme. Yeah, look, and it took, even when we made the trade for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, it took him a few weeks. It took him 4 to 5 weeks. You know, he didn't flash when he got here. He played nickel most of his career with the Saints, less than safety. He wants to be paid as a safety. That's what he wanted with the Saints, and it just couldn't happen. Mr. Psycho says, Rob Gronkowski, what do you think? Dude, I don't know if they make that move, man. John says, if you were Howie, what kind of contract would you give C.J. Gardner-Johnson? I don't know. I don't know the market for safeties right now, so I'm not really sure. I have to see, because I know with Eddie Jackson and some of these other guys, I need to see the contract, see what would be. He's got to get paid. There's no doubt about it. Torvalds Jefferson is going to chew up Diggs on Sunday. He probably will, dude. I don't have the Cowboys winning this game. If they beat the Vikings, that's a good win for them. But it depends how if the Vikings play down to their opponent, it just really depends. Where you hiding says nickel corner, I forgot. Yeah. He never played safety. Nickel he played. He played great in that position too, so. Then he went to the Saints the next year, choose between the Eagles and the Saints, and I think he broke his leg, the next season, or broke his ankle. Oates says, all I care about is getting the big dance, getting to the big dance. The big dance where it's at, dude. It's where it's at. VP Ord says, hey, Joey, what's up, brother? My crew is finally on a hiatus for a while after being on theater since the last time I came on. How he used to come at Gannon like Buda Baker did in the locker room. Dude, he has got to be aggressive, man. I totally agree. Why says work, but I don't think we should get him, as I think we'll be fine. Jonathan Hernandez says, what's your honest opinion on the Eagles on signing 2 veteran DTs? I think it's fantastic. I think it shores up the inside because once Jordan Davis comes back, and I think Sue has a lot more juice left in the tank because Adamakin Sue can pass rush. Like, he can actually pass rush. Do I put too much into it? No, because we need them just against the run, clog up the hole, and make sure these running backs aren't getting a free 5+ yards up the middle of the field, through our line. I think those 2 signings were fantastic. It shows that our GM has balls, our GM is aggressive, and he knows that we have a team that can go to the big bowl this year. You know what I mean? I don't talk about Super Bowls because I take it game by game. That's just me. That's how I take it. So we'll find out. Why says work, but I don't think we should get him. I think, let's see, Jonathan Hernandez said, what's your honest opinion on the Eagles on signing 2? Let's see, Big Mel says, can't wait to see our guy Grant Ball this weekend. Yeah, so it depends on what they do. If they use 2 tight end sets with Jack Stahl and Grant Calcaterra, I want to see a little bit more Grant Calcaterra. If you guys didn't know, Grant played with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma. Then he transferred to SMU because of the, I guess he lost playing time because of the concussions he was getting. He had a concussion problem in college. And the Eagles ended up drafting him, which I thought, he was hurt from July 30th on. He was hurt for a long time. He only played in that final preseason game, and he still made the team. So obviously the Eagles, thought some good things about him. So that's definitely the truth to all of that. But with the Philadelphia Eagles and what they could do this year, it's off the charts, man. Like, they have a team this year, but this defense, and I was saying it every single week, I was saying, how long could they actually play this defense like this? The bend, don't break, passive defense. How long can they get away with this? Especially when you're playing like this, when you don't even have a lead in this game. If they had like a 2-touchdown lead, I could see them playing the defense like this. You don't even have a lead in this game. No lead in this game, and you still play the same exact way. It's crazy, dude. Big Mel says, can't wait to see our guy, Grant Ball. Tyler said, Daughtry said, our GM is everything. Our DC is not aggressive. Daniel Ortega says, I think the Cowboys have a worse run defense than the Eagles. Where he hides, I want to see Calcaterra the most out of Stoll and him. No, I agree, dude. I want to see what he's got. Where you hiding? I want to see what he's got. We haven't really seen him since the second half of that. The first play of the second half of that Washington game, week 3. Remember, they just threw the ball to him, and I was like, holy crap, is that Grant Calcaterra on the sideline just running downfield, getting all those yards? I was like, he's fast. Like, you just saw how fast he was, really quick. Ronald says, Grant Cantera is silky smooth. I'm excited to see him out there. Yeah, me too, man. Logan Motorsport says, Joey, what's your thoughts about Robert Quinn? Quinn hasn't been used right. They have put Quinn in pass coverage. I can't stand it. They need to stop doing this with him. He's got 1 sack in 10 games. It's not enough. They got to be more aggressive with him. They have to be more aggressive with Hassan Reddick has disappeared as well. Reddick has disappeared a little bit. And I thought he had some pressure in the last game, but it just wasn't enough. Like, our ends have to be better. Brandon Graham making that stupid thing at the end of the game when Heineke like kneeled himself, gave himself up, and kind of just tackled him on the ground. I think that was just a dumb decision too. That was on third down. We would have been off the field and at least get the ball with 40-something, 30-something seconds left. And we just screwed ourselves. We literally shot ourselves in the foot. We screwed ourselves and we shot ourselves in the foot. So. Chris Scott says we also need to put D. Allen back there as a kick returner. I totally agree. Reverend Bebop says need to get early and quick pressure on Matty Ice. I'd even say sell out the run, pass rush, and let your corners work, man. That's it, dude. If you're not getting any pressure from your defensive line, you're playing 15 yards off the ball with these corners, like you're gonna get guys wide open every single time. You're gonna get run over every single game, and those receivers are gonna be open with free releases. Reverend says, need to get in quick pressure on Matty, even stay hell out of the pass rush like coverage work, man. Richie says, Shakes, what do you talk about on Discord and different from your YouTube? Nah, Discord is just for all my subscribers to kind of talk. So if you guys haven't checked out the Discord, check it in the description below. Just click the link, accept the rules, and pick your team and the pick your team thread. And definitely go in there. No, there's a general chat in there for random stuff, but there's, free agency draft, Eagles 2022 season. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, so definitely check it out. Tyler said, I feel recent moves have made D-line the best front of the NFL now. We'll see how it works. I totally agree. Torvald says, Calcaterra isn't a good blocker, though. The problem with the Eagles don't have a complete tight end on the bench. We have guys who can catch and can't block, or Stoll who can block but isn't explosive. I think Jack Stoll is becoming very balanced. They've thrown the ball to him a few times already. Every game they throw the ball to him, and he always is reliable on the catch every time. I think his blocking is great. I think his catching is getting a lot better. So we'll see. Chris says, I'm excited to see T. Jackson back. Paul says, all season long, the offense scores and the defense comes right back and gives up a score. I know. It's really annoying, dude. We scored 2 times, and the defense was giving up 2 possessions, 2 scores every time. 16-play drive is not good enough. It's just not good enough. Joey says, Joey, you want a key word I heard since yesterday, all in for this team. Torville said this Sunday is about trying to stop Jonathan Taylor. We shouldn't be worried about the Colts passing game. We need to run blitz a lot more. I totally agree. Eagles says Madden changed the Eagles field. Chris says we better blitz the living crap out of immobile Matty Ice. Matty Ice melt by halftime. I'm telling you, I'm going to be counting these blitzes, dude. Jersey Dolphin says, what is a squat cobbler? You look it up. Look it up on Google. It'll tell you what that is. Blue Talk says, I am convinced Hurts is the most consistent player on the Eagles now. I totally agree with that, man. Benjamin Allen says, I'll blitz on 2nd down. Throw them off guard now, 3rd and long. Daniel Artist says, what are your thoughts on Tyree Jackson, QB converted to tight end? I like him. He's a nice project. I think he's a really nice project right now. I mean, this would have been his 2nd year playing tight end, but he had the ACL. He was coming off the ACL. He's now off the PUP list now, which is good. So now he can actually play, but I don't think he gets a shot until next year. I think you give him another offseason. Make next year the year he plays his 2nd year playing tight end. Tyree Jackson, 6'7", he had some drops in 2021 last year, but he's a nice little project to really work with, and I want to give him more of a chance. So he's more of a off-season addition for us to kind of, see where he's at, and he's been rehabbing for a long time, so he's missed some valuable time. Eagle Nation, I joined the Discord. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it so much. Make sure you pick your team. Go to the pick your team thread. Make sure your team is picked. Chris said, did you hear we signed Haywood? You blow me? God. Oh, my God. It says squat cobblers from Better Call Saul. It is. Reverend says, we haven't played in the red zone very often. Who is our best red zone threat? Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is our best red zone threat, to be honest with you, because we do sneaks. I mean, Jalen Hurts is why the reason we're Jalen Hurts is the reason why our run game is so successful. Jalen Hurts is the reason why we're very good in the red zone. That's just the truth, man. Philly D says, squat cobbler, most hilarious scene in TV history. I totally agree, man. John says, who is your early MVP candidate? Right now, dude, man, I don't know. Like, I really want Jalen Hurts to win it this year, but I don't really care about that too much, man. Like, I don't really care about MVP too much, as well as other people are. Wyatt says, of course, it is Philly D. It's hilarious. Richie says, Matty Ice Bear did not run for a 30-yard scramble. Eagles D should never be compared to the Raiders D. If they are, fire Gannon on Monday. I am locked in and ready to see this man get fired after this game if we lose. It really depends. It really depends on how we lose this game. Or how we win this game. If we, you know what I mean? Like, don't, if you win a football game and it's that ugly defensively, do not give this man a pass because we won the game. And they've been doing that for 8 weeks. 8 weeks they've been doing that. It's just a crappy part to it, man. It's just crappy, dude. I hate it. Can't stand it. Horrible. But we got 162 in the chat. I appreciate being here for a stream. We're not going to go too long today, but I want to at least do a stream tonight. We got the Philly Shakedown tomorrow night. We'll have a video out tomorrow, scheduled for tomorrow. I already made a video for tomorrow. I just got to do the thumbnail for it. But if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. We'll be doing a live play-by-play reaction of the Eagles-Colts game on Sunday. Philly Shakedown tomorrow night. A lot of content coming towards you guys. We are 50 subscribers or lower than that away from 20,000 subscribers, which is going to be a big one for us here. And it's because of you guys. So the support's been unreal. So if you guys haven't subscribe, like the stream. Check out the membership. Check out the Discord in the description. We'll go for another few minutes. How long has this stream been on? I don't even know how long we've been on. I can't tell because it's on OBS. I don't know how long we've been streaming. I have to make a pit stop and get some food real quick tonight because I'm starving. Definitely starving. I need to go get dinner. I haven't eaten anything since like 1 o'clock. Really. I've been kind of nuts. So, see, Broke says, my only worry is not having Dallas Goedert. Eagle Nation says, fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. You better show some fight this weekend, bro. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed. I would be so mad. I was so mad during that stream, dude. I was so pissed during that game. I was so pissed off. Brooks said, my only worry is not having Dallas Goedert. Eagle Nation said, Flagels fly on the road to victory. Fight. Julius says, it sucks me not knowing how good this defense really is, but the fact we have Gannon just hurts me. Eagle Nation said, fight, score, touchdown, 1, 2, 3. We got a super chat from Paul S. Jones. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat, bro. I appreciate it so much, man. Paul says, great job. Thanks for the entertainment. Dude, you don't have to super chat anything, man. I do appreciate it, though. I really do. It really means a lot. Support's been unreal, guys. It's been unreal. It's been a crazy year this year. It's been an exciting year, but it's been a year to where, we're kind of, we're making sure that this team is prepared and ready for a playoff run, because you play like this in the playoffs, you're a one-and-done team. I mean, you're officially a one-and-done team, no joke. So they just gotta be careful, man. They just gotta be careful on this. But appreciate so much, Paul. Richie says, oh no, Sixers Tyrese Maxey undergo. I heard Tobias Harris is up for trade talks. That's what I saw. Richie says, oh no, Sixers Tyrese Maxey undergo MRI after injury. Oh, that sucks. Why it's a Joey Ram question that I wanted to ask you. I asked 500 because it came into my mind. If I were to bring up retail, what was your favorite store and my favorite store and pastime? Favorite store. Retail. Does it have to be like food, or it could be, I don't know, dude. I honestly don't even know. I don't even know, dude. That's a good question. Favorite store retail. I mean, I love like the Halloween stores and stuff. I used to love going in Halloween stores. Like I go into Halloween stores every year. You know what I mean? I love going into Spirit Halloween or these other stores like every year. I got 2 different Halloween stores that open up near me every single year, and it's always fun. We got Luda. Hoster Mama says, go Colts. Why says, nah, Colts gonna choke. Yeah, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm not taking the Colts lightly this week. It's just not happening. I am not taking them lightly. No friggin' way, dude. No way. Not happening. I will not let that happen. Eagles have to be prepared, man, because this could bite them in the ass. This game could bite them in the ass. I mean, look, it took the Eagles to give up 158 yards in 2 games of rushing, not in 2 games, but 100. Like they're averaging giving up 158 yards, and this what makes them, make these moves of Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph for it to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ray, I will be streaming the game Sunday. I'm only streaming the Eagles game at 1. I'm gonna stream the Eagles at 1. I'm going to do a post-game stream in the middle of the afternoon and then the shakedown at night. So I'm going to be doing like 3 streams on Sunday. So we'll be streaming 3 times. So we'll be ready. We'll be prepared. We'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. But other than that, I mean, we've pretty much been we've been doing our thing. So we'll have a video out tomorrow for you guys. I'll have a video scheduled for tomorrow morning, the shakedown tomorrow night on both channels. So if you guys didn't know, we will be streaming the Philly shakedown on both channels from now on, all the time now. We made that decision. We think it's a better decision just because more people could support both channels, and we've liked more people in there too. So it's been a lot of fun doing that. We'll be streaming Sunday against the Colts at 1. We'll be streaming a post-game stream by myself after that, and then we'll have the Philly shakedown on both channels Sunday night. So we'll be very busy the next few days. Kind of crazy. So if you guys haven't subscribed, like the stream before you leave, check out the pinned comment for memberships. Definitely join the Shake Squad Army if you guys have it. And check out the description for the new Discord. We have over 250 members in the Discord. Check it out. And we're on the road to 20K. We're almost there. We're like almost there, man. That came quick, by the way. I don't normally check it, but I saw it today because I had to look at some things on the analytics part of YouTube today, and I was like, holy crap, man. It's been kind of crazy. So, all right, you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you on the next one tomorrow. We got Luda Hoosier, Mama, new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, bro. Colts fan subscribing to the channel. I will be streaming Sunday, so you can troll all you want Sunday. We are ready to go. So let's pray. We'll be talking with Philly tomorrow on this whole entire situation. Obviously, the 2 signings of Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, and how much it will help us. And if Gannon could turn this damn thing around, would be nice. So Reverend says, have a great night, Joey. Go get yourself a cheesesteak. I'm going to get food right now. I am starving. I'm going to spend $20, $30 on food. No joke, because I am starving right now. So you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Guys, remember, Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace out. You guys have a fantastic night.